Yeah, I'm gonna go fishing on the crossway. About one time. Not one hook out.
Probably, maybe one up here.
How you doing? Come on out. Come on out.
Hey, Doc, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Good.
Good to have.
Thank you, sir.
Just running late. Just walked in the door.
What did you? Yeah, I've been trying to find a place to park.
Yeah, they have a little bit of problem right there. What about that, man? When I was about 18, now about 64. It's a lot different than those pictures. What you think about that? Well,
Robert, you didn't know he was that good looking, did you?
no, I didn't. That's a good looking guy right there, man. Let me tell you that. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's right.
People in the background.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we need to do that.
What am I supposed to, what is this?
20 years, 25 years.
Oh, I thought you were saying 20, 25 years ago.
Who was that? Is that? Well, that's different right there. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Excuse that right there. Yeah. Good, man. Last night.
Little breeze for us all?
How much you want flour?
How you doing? Good. There you are. How are you? Good to see you. Congratulations. You're going to be retired. I got this for you.
Leisure view.
She's got to put up with him full time, man. Would you want to pin this on her? Or however you'd like to wear it?
Better let somebody else, Peggy, come here. Come here for a minute.
I'm not good at taking people back.
Nah, I know. That don't hurt. Something like that could be.
There you are, Robert. We got you. Which side do you want out?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see if I can do this without hurting anybody. I just need to get it up higher.
Let me get one more. All right, one more. Look this way. 1, 2. Ready? Good. Good.
Newspaper need any more? Let me get with you guys. Robert, take a picture back. Okay. I'll get you some information right now.
How are you? Yeah. Mary's got a picture in there for your son. Did you see
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. That's your come. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah, they're giving you that. Okay.
I got you. I got it for you. I got you. Got it. As soon as we get through, I'll win a copy and do something. Who, what, when, where.
Thanks. Should have stayed?
We're going too far.
She said, won't you stay? You're setting the dangerous precedent here. You realize that, because we have to spend this much money on everybody. We can't afford it, so we need people to stick around. I'd just like to say thank you and just tell you how much we love you and how much we're going to miss you and how much we want you to come back and see us every chance you can get. And I think we've talked to Chuck and we talked to some other folks, and we talked to you, and I think we're going to be able to expect Robert to come back and work with us from time to time when we really need you and when you get ready to. So this is not goodbye, but it's a retirement. 44, I hope, good years for you. They were great for us. And the oldest employee of the company, and I would have to think one of the longest continuous employments in our industry in the country, and therefore the world, right? So we've got a few people here that would like to say some things and would like to wish you well. And yeah, good idea. Turn that thing off. What station was that? We'll start with Chuck Bark, the news director.
I feel like a babe. I've only been here almost 7 years, and that's hardly any time at all compared to the 44. I just want to speak for myself and also as well for the news department, but I've worked in this business now for about 15 years in 2 cities, and I probably can count hundreds of people I've come across in the business who I know and respect, but there are only a few people, and I can count those probably on one hand, who I truly respect as much as I respect Robert and all the work he's done. One thing that exemplifies what I think we really feel for you is that you always take some very, you really think importantly about your family first, and I think that was something that really impressed me about you personally. And you also had a lot of love and caring for the people that you worked for. And I personally appreciate that and all the time that you've taken. You always came to work with a smile on your face. I don't think there is a time that I can remember when somebody didn't call you at night and you didn't get up and go out and do something. Or twice at night, or 3 times at night.
Some of it was for the station.
But it really is unusual to see somebody with the kind of dedication that they had and really the love that they had for the people that they worked for. And I just personally thank you very much. And I also wanted to say that you're extremely lucky to have somebody as good as you. Thank you.
Baker.
Well, I'd like to tell Robert how much I'm going to miss him. This guy's been one of my very best friends, and I've known him for 12 years, and oh, I'm going to miss him. He's made an impact on my life because I find myself trying to live up to some of the standards that he's presented to us. And ooh, get a little emotional. But I'm going to miss him so much, and I just hope he doesn't forget us, because we won't ever forget you, Robert.
Now it's going to be tough for you to...
Well, I want to say I've been knowing Mr. Sanders for 9 wonderful years, and I want to say one of the biggest things I learned from you is how to carry myself. I really respect the way that, everywhere I go around town, people say, "Where's Robert?" And that says a lot. That really says a lot. Everybody knows you, and you know everybody. Everybody respects you, and that means a lot to me to be able to learn from somebody like you. And it's been a pleasure, and we're going to miss you.
Larry Pate asked if he could say a few words.
Only because Robert and I have worked together. How long has it been, Robert? I want to tell you, when I came to work at this station, I was an orphan, and this guy was a dad to me. And that was 30 years ago. When I had a problem, this is the guy I went to it with. And I love you, and I hope I follow you to retirement, friend.
You might, real soon.
Robert's been around sports for many, many years, long before I was ever in, and we're sure sorry to see him go because he loved high school sports, and that's what a lot of the guys, Ben and myself and a bunch of other guys, and Robert was always there. Sometimes Chris and Lance and them would send him by himself, say, go do an interview, we got a game tonight, we don't have time to go. And Robert was always there anytime they needed him to do something. And on behalf of the high school coaches and all in town, Robert, we're going to miss you. And you know, I'm sure they'll get somebody to take your place, but they'll never replace you. We're going to miss you. He always loved those hats, and I wanted to make sure he got
them. Robert, we're not done. We have Sam Jones. Would you like to say a few words, sir?
When you first come in public office, one of the scariest things that you ever have is your first interview. And when you have someone like Robert who comes in and says, look, just be natural, don't be nervous, just talk. It means a lot. It means a lot to you when you meet a friendly face, and that he's done that for a number of years, and I'm sure that all of us in public office appreciate that and appreciate the extra time that he spent with us trying to make us look like we knew what we were saying on television. and we appreciate that. And on behalf of the Mobile County Commission, I'd like to present you with the following resolution that was passed today on your behalf. Whereas Robert Sanders dedicated his professional career to television, beginning with his employment by WALA-TV in September 1952, and continuing over the next 5 decades, he has been with the station longer than anyone else and has covered more sporting events than any other media person in Mobile. And whereas Robert Sanders joined the news department in 1970 as a film processor, applied his talents and untiring efforts to learning the new craft, was promoted to photographer in 1980, and has witnessed some of the most historic moments in our community. And whereas Robert Sanders has been blessed with a beautiful and loving wife, 2 children and 3 grandchildren, and will be honored for his many years of dedicated service with a party in his honor on Friday, January 3rd, 1997. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mobile County Commission wishes to recognize and honor Robert Sanders many years of service to WALA-TV and his community, and does hereby proclaim Friday, January 3rd, 1997 as Robert Sanders Day in Mobile County.
Got you another cap. Henderson brought it by, said he would like to be here from Theodore.
Yeah.
And said he couldn't get by tonight, and he wanted you to have that, and there's a card in there for you. So you can open that later on. Jesse Norwood.
But this is one of the first times I really don't have a speech. But I do have a short story to tell you. Shortly after I was elected, there was a community meeting going on in Pritchard on Felder Street, and no one seemed to know where it was. And Robert said, oh, I know what Felder Street is, let's go. But Robert has been an inspiration to all of us, as Sam said earlier, and we're going to miss you. And I brought along something that I know you're going to love, because, Robert, we brought your own little seat cushion. Because you want you to come up, take it fishing, come to the games, leave the camera at home, and come out and enjoy some great sport. And we got you a little mug in here and a lapel pin, and here's a bag you can put all those hats in. Take care.
Yeah, I want to say something about Robert. Flat out, this man is the nicest human being I have ever met in my entire life. He was a sports photographer, so when I got here in 1990, I went out with him every single day for 4 years, and when he went to news. And this guy, you know, just the way he carries himself, Steve alluded to it, a lot of people have alluded to it, just the way he deals with every situation in life is unbelievable. The guy never gets flustered. He never has a bad thing to say about anybody. He's the hardest worker. I used to tell him, we talked about waking up at night, and news people used to call him in the middle of the night. I used to say, don't answer the phone. Don't answer it. And he used to say, oh, no, I'm going to answer it. I do an impersonation of not only Terry, but I do it of Robert, and I have to tell you, his favorite road is Old Shell Road. He's told me that for years and years and years. But Old Shell Road. But the best story was I was brand new, and we were going to a story out at Mary Montgomery High School, so we were going out on Moffett Road, and I was just talking to Robert on the way out there, and I said, Robert, what road is this? And he said, it's Moffett Road, Chris, Moffett Road. So, all right, so we did the story, we came back, and I was turned around, I didn't know we were coming back on the same road. So I asked him again, I said, now, Robert, what road is this? And he turned to me, and he went, it's Moffett Road. And he shook his head, and he didn't say a thing the rest of the time, so I thought this guy hates me. But anyway, he really is like a father, a big brother, an uncle, whatever you want. Congratulations on 44 years. Thank you. You're the most well-known person in this city. There's no question.
I enjoy working with you.
And wait, I got a hat for you. I got a hat for Robert that says "Life is fast, fish slow." and all those days in the car, you always wanted to hear B.B. King. So here's B.B. King.
And you learn a lot about life, and you learn a lot about Mobile. You learn a lot about WALA. You know, going all the way back throughout his career, I used to just love to pick his brain about what was it like then, and he always obliged you with a great story. He was always pleasant. That everyone knows that. We've said that over and over and over again. And Robert, Channel 10 is so lucky to have had you. Every person who you've ever touched really has been so fortunate, and I consider myself one of those people. And working 44 years, is it 44, 45, 55? What is it now?
44 years, 4 months.
He only has one fault, and that one fault was he could never say no to anybody. And I wish you had said no sometimes. You really should have. But I'm just so glad that I've worked with you, and I am going to miss you, and I am going to stop by there and watch you doing a little fishing, because nothing's going to make me happier than watching you relax.
I'll be out there as soon as the fog clouds.
To be in the summer. Yeah. Okay, they told me to stall.
Robert, look at him.
Bob, you've got a sign. We do have from the city of Mobile, and hopefully there'll be a representative come along in a few minutes to read this proclamation. But it's also Robert Sanders Day in the city of Mobile today, and it should be every day after 44 years of service to this community. So I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm stalling, but I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Now, this is your sister over here, right?
Yeah, one went to the red.
You want to get up here and get in front of the camera?
Come on up here. And see, I got some more relatives here.
Now talk to your daughter.
Oh, you did?
Setting this up. She was a big help.
He'll be here.
Where's my deacon, your husband? Oh, he's right there. Y'all want to come on up and y'all want to say something? Need some from a church?
I'd like to say a word on behalf of Deacon Sanders. I've been knowing him some 30 years, been working with him, and he is one of the wonderful deacons that you want to meet. I happen to be the chairman of the deacon board. You want to work with no better man than Robert Sanders.
Good, thank you. Brad?
I'm very happy to be here with Deacon and Mrs. Sanders, and there are no better people than this couple. And he is a person, like everyone has said, there has never been a time that I called him that he didn't reciprocate. And I want to say God bless you, Deacon Sanders, and it's wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you.
Hey, Robert. Bunch of the guys, since they thought we'd get you some fishing gear. Here's some more. Here's your pole.
Is your knife? Yeah. Thing to put your bait in. And the tackle box is full of tackle.
Man, this is great, Phil. I'm ready now.
Hey, Robert, it was about 4.5 years ago that you took me on my very first live shot here, and I want to thank you. Now, while I'm doing live shots, I want you fishing.
That's right. All right. Good. Yeah. So.
And I would like to say this
we
is
can't let you talk.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm
You go
sorry.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
This is my brother. He's one of the greatest one of all. He's really a nice person. We're not just saying he's just nice, but he's a nice at all times. Regardless of what time you call him, he's ready to come and do whatever he can for you. And I think he's one of the greatest.
Robert? We have a card here from a lot of the other folks that work here. And sometime while you're sitting there fishing and they're not biting, you can read all those nice things. And we have something here for you from the station. And we hope that you enjoy that when you see what's in there. And we have, well, man, you're racking up. And I would like to, for you to take me fishing as soon as it gets warm. I will. I'd like to learn from a master, and I hear you are. I'll get the boat and whatever, and you take me fishing. Okay.
Competition.
That's fine. Even recognized by friends at this station and other stations in the market, and we're delighted to have you. And
Come on back, guys.
come on, guys. Nice about this guy.
Right. Nice one. Hey, Robert.
Hey, folks. What's going on, man? Oh, it's good. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Good job, man. Good to see you. Congratulations, man. Appreciate that. Always looking great when we see you lay down with us night.
Yeah, no, those late night. We're gonna have to see. Yeah, I have to stop seeing you at night these days.
Come by, see us. Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
What you got since they started for time? They started for time? Yeah, they started for time, man.
Yo, brother, I got to open this up, brother. He was blow up.
We got a barrel bomb. You can tell we make computer paper. You can tell we make little money over at Channel 5. And so make your computer never run out of paper again.
Put it, bro.
Help him out, bud. Oh, wait a minute. Take it.
Appreciate that, man. It's great. All right.
There's another hat.
Appreciate that.
Well, it's just an honor and a blessing to be a part of it. Mr. Sanders been like a father to me. I've been proud of my hat, so I gave him a hat, and I will bring the T-shirt back. And thanks very much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that.
He needs those hats.
Yeah.
All right, now, Robert, you can talk.
I can talk. Well, I'd like to appreciate everybody who came. And first, I want to thank Ms. Cooks and Barry and all the staff here in the news department and working with me and allowing me to do the things I did over the years and David, where he is. I have to remember him.
I'd just like to say, I'm 44 years old. He's been here as long as I've been living. That's Robert and I met when he started in the newsroom back here. I started at Channel 5 with Scott Hunter, and we would fly to the football games. And I felt so bad for Robert because the sports department would make him drive by himself to Birmingham. And I always told Scott, I said, man, we need to let him get in the plane with us and ride with us so it would cut all this driving out. But that's where we got to know each other.
Yeah, so making the 40 years was sometimes it wasn't easy all the time. It was easy once in a while, but I did some work. I just like to thank everybody for coming and everybody being here, and I'd like to thank the peoples from my church and the deacons and peoples from Channel 5, and I don't know where Channel 3 is here. But I appreciate you coming, and like I say, I'll be coming back to see y'all once in a while, I hope, and I'm not going away to stay for good. So thank you. All right.
We would like to thank all of you. Where's Mr. Cook?
Right here.
Mr. Birmingham. We live in Birmingham, so he was coming to see us. So it worked out very well. But we'd like to thank all of you for the gracious time that you have shown him, and for the honor that it has been to work with you all, because it has been a fun job, wouldn't you say?
Go ahead.
I think he's learned a lot, we've learned a lot, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just told you. What you gonna do with that?
We're gonna cut the cake here. We're gonna cut the cake. We're gonna left hand.
He's gonna cut it for everybody.
All right.
Let me serve you the first piece. And